welcome to ABC Interactive English. I'm Mike.
And I'm Sam, and I have a question.
Yeah.
Why do you have your backpack?
Oh, I'm going out to the forest later. Putting on some bug spray, gonna go look in the forest for the Virgin Mary.
What? Why are you
Well, you know, we were reading yesterday's story, right? And it had all that stuff about how the Virgin Mary was going to babysit the woodcutter's daughter.
Yes,
okay?
I remember that.
I need a holiday. I need a holiday like a dying man needs a drink of water.
Okay.
So I'm going to go into the forest, find the Virgin Mary. Hopefully she will take care of my cats at home. And I can go on a nice long holiday.
Okay.
Brilliant. I am very smart.
And did you at least bring something like a map? Because what if you go into the forest and you get lost?
Virgin Mary, Virgin Mary. That's my plan.
I don't think that this is gonna work out quite like you think.
What do you mean? It worked in the story.
Yes, but the woodcutter was very needy.
I'm very needy. I need a holiday.
Well, there are cat hotels.
Yeah, but I don't like those, and they're not gonna raise my cats right so they're big and strong and responsible like the girl in the story.
You go ahead and try, but make sure you bring your phone so that if it doesn't work and you get lost, at least you can find your way out.
I will bring my phone, and I will also remember to write you a postcard when I'm on my wonderful holiday and my cats are happy at home with Jesus's mom. It's a great plan. It's going to work. You'll see. Let's check out today's article.
However, the girl was curious and didn't obey. Sometime later, the Virgin Mary returned. When she asked about the 13th door, the girl lied about not opening it. So, the Virgin Mary took her voice and sent her away. The girl ended up in a forest on earth. She stayed there for many years. Then the king of the land found her.
Hello and welcome back. So we are going to continue on with our story. So we've been reading Our Lady's Child, and now this is part 2. So we've had our kind of setup to the story, and we've found out that the child, the girl, the woodcutter's daughter, she's 14 now, and she has all the keys to heaven.
That's right, and she was told the keys are to open the 13 doors to heaven. This is what the Virgin Mary said when she gave her the keys. And the Virgin Mary also is very clear. You can use the keys to open 12 of the doors, but not the 13th door. Do not touch that door. Do not open that door. Do not look at that door. Do not even think about the 13th door. She's going to open the 13th door.
She definitely is going to. Let's see if she opens it in this sentence or if it's going to be the next
10
one.
seconds.
So, as we continue on, we have, however, the girl was curious and didn't obey.
Yes.
Sometime later, the Virgin Mary returned. So she has opened the door.
I guess, she's already opened it.
Yep. And she was too curious.
That's right. She was very curious and she didn't obey. Remember from yesterday, obey is to follow the rules, to do what someone tells you. When you don't obey, you're like, nah, I'm still gonna do that. So I guess she already opened it, and she had to because she is a very curious young lady. If you're curious, that means you have lots of questions. You like to know about things. You might find something really interesting. And you go, hey, that's cool. I want to know more. So you'll read about it or watch videos about it or do research, ask questions about it. If something's kind of boring to you and you're like, I don't really like that, then you probably won't be curious. But anything in your life, whether it's like a weird sound you hear at night and you want to go find out what it is, or if you read a story and you're like, wow, I didn't know about that, I want to know more, then you are curious, asking lots of questions, looking for lots of facts and information. So, back to the story. When she asked about the 13th door, the girl lied about not opening it. Oh, so the Virgin Mary came back. Did you open the 13th door? No, she said. Are you sure? No, I never opened it. She's lying. To the Virgin Mary? You're lying to Jesus' mother in heaven?
While you're in heaven.
What are you doing?
So I think she wasn't thinking very clearly because this is probably not a good thing to do. The Virgin Mary probably already knows whether or not she opened the door.
That's true.
So she probably will know right away that she is lying.
It's heaven, or maybe she has cameras.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, probably.
Could
so in this section, we have the word lie. And to lie means to not tell the truth. And so when she was asked, did you open the door? She said no, which is a lie because obviously she did open the door. And lying is not a great thing unless there is one thing called a white lie.
Okay.
If somebody was like, hey, does this shirt look okay?
Oh, it looks great.
Well, you know, you can say, maybe it's not totally the truth, but it's a white lie. It's a little lie to make you feel a little bit better.
That's
So
absolutely
you can tell me
true.
it looks good even if it doesn't.
Absolutely. We can tell lies for all sorts of reasons. I think here the girl is telling a lie, as many kids might, because she's afraid of getting in trouble. Did you eat that cookie I told you not to? No. They're just afraid of getting in trouble. Well, so I think she probably will be in trouble. So it says the Virgin Mary did what to her?
She, as we continue on, so the Virgin Mary took her voice and sent her away. The girl
her voice?
took her voice.
So she can't talk?
She cannot talk. She can't make any sounds. So the next part of the story goes, the girl ended up in a forest on Earth. So now started in a forest, we're coming back to a forest.
Yeah, she kind of ends up where she started. But of course, now she doesn't have a voice. So if she's calling for help in the forest, it won't work. She'll be like, no one can hear her because she doesn't have a voice. What is your voice? It's that sound that you make when you talk or when you sing. You might have a nice speaking voice and you talk like this.
Ooh.
Or you might have a nice singing voice and la 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 la. But basically any sound you make with your throat and with your air and your lips and your teeth and your tongue, all that stuff that comes out when you speak or when you sing, that is your voice.
Yes, so now she's in the forest with no voice.
Right.
And let's see what happens next. She stayed there for many years.
So nothing happened next.
Nothing happened.
No.
Until then, the king of the land found her.
Oh, okay. So maybe the king was riding through the forest one day and he sees this girl and he says, "Who are you?" And she says, "What are you doing here?" That's kind of what's happening. But I guess if you're going to be found by someone in a forest, having a king find you is better than many other people finding you, because the king is the king. He's in charge of the country. He's married to the queen. He lives in a castle. Back before we had presidents or prime ministers, many countries had kings or emperors or someone like that. They led the country like a president does, but they had a lot more power. They could basically do anything that they wanted. I guess there's a few countries that still have a king. After the Queen of England passes away, her son will become the king, right? King Charles III, he will be. So there will be a king in Britain in probably a couple years from now. Not that we want that to happen.
Like, you know,
we like
hopefully,
the queen.
hopefully many years from now.
She's a lovely lady, but she's getting older. All right, let's take a break, and then we'll be back with the girl in the forest, no voice, and now there's a king. What's going to happen?
He thought that she was very beautiful and invited her to his castle. Since the girl couldn't speak, she just nodded her head a little.
All right, so our story has taken kind of an interesting turn here. Things are getting exciting. The young girl has met the king. He found her in the forest, and I think the king kind of liked her because next, as we read, He, that's the king, he thought that she, the girl, he thought that she was very beautiful and invited her to his castle. He likes her.
Yeah. Although it's a little bit of a, quick kind of meeting and she isn't able to talk,
That's
but at
true.
least since she is very beautiful, she at least can get out of the forest.
Right. Again, this is a fairy tale. This doesn't normally happen in real life.
Oh, you mean you don't normally find random women in the forest with no voice?
I don't. No, I don't. And I certainly...
Or marry kings?
And I certainly wouldn't invite them to my castle right away. Go on a date to a coffee shop or something first. Really.
You have a castle?
Yeah, 2.
Lucky. Oh, lucky. Yeah. So in this part of the story, we have the word invite. So invite is a verb that means to ask somebody to join you to do something or to go somewhere. So in our case of the story, we have the king inviting the girl to his castle. But you can also invite people to your birthday party.
Sure.
Or you might invite your friends to your house to play video games.
Invite people out for dinner, invite people on a date, invite people anywhere. You're going and you'd like them to come and you say, hey, would you like to come with me? You're reaching out to sort of bring them along with you. In this case, the king was inviting her not to a movie, not to a restaurant, not to the local KTV, but to a castle. Probably his castle, because kings traditionally, especially in fairy tales, live in castles. In the real world, castles are sort of buildings made for battle or for war. They have walls around them, towers, you'd have soldiers inside. They would use the castle to sort of control the land all around. In fairy tales, the castles are beautiful. Think of Sleeping Beauty's castle at Disneyland or something like that. But in the real world, we have castles like in England, there's Windsor Castle and many others, and these are places that long ago soldiers, knights used to live in them. These days, they're mostly just fun and interesting places for tourists to visit, but they're big, kind of scary looking, lots of walls, and in the old days, lots of soldiers.
Yes, and they were also really cold because they're all made of
True.
stone
That's
and
a
very
good
open,
point.
and so very cold places
That's
to live.
a good point.
But as we continue with our story, since the girl couldn't speak, she just nodded her head a little.
Okay, would you like to come with me? That's what she's doing. And when you nod your head, you move your head in this motion, in this way. And of course, in many cultures, this would mean yes or okay or something like that. If you shake your head, you're moving it back and forth. And that's, of course, the way you would say no, right? In many cultures, I think in India, this is yes.
Yeah.
And I think this is no.
You might get a little bit confused if you traveled there.
It does get confusing, but of course, when we're talking about this story, when the girl's nodding her head, she is saying yes.
Yes.
Have we finished the story for today? We're nodding our heads. So there you go. That's all the time we have, but we'll have more about this, about the king and the girl's first date. Oh, it's going to be so romantic.
I bet they just get married.
I have no idea. We're going to have to come back and find out. And when will the Virgin Mary come back and give her voice? So many things to discover tomorrow.
However, the girl was curious and didn't obey. Sometime later, the Virgin Mary returned. When she asked about the 13th door, the girl lied about not opening it. So, the Virgin Mary took her voice and sent her away. The girl ended up in a forest on Earth. She stayed there for many years. Then, the king of the land found her. He thought that she was very beautiful and invited her to his castle. Since the girl couldn't speak, she just nodded her head a little.
Hi， 大家好，我是 Stephanie。那我们今天一样从单字开始看。第一个单字呢是 curious， 它是形容词，好奇的。The curious cat stared at the insects on the wall。那只好奇的猫盯着墙上的昆虫。第二个单字呢是名词 voice， 声音。I had fun singing karaoke last night, but I lost my voice afterwards. 昨晚我去唱歌，唱得很嗨，但我后来烧瞎了。好，第三个呢是名词 king， 国王。 The lion is thought of as the king of the jungle. 狮子被认为是丛林之王。最后一个单字呢是动词 nod 点头。Penny greeted me by nodding her head. Penny 点点头向我打招呼。好，接下来呢，今天的文法呢，第一个是 somebody lies about 加 VING， 某人谎称某件事情。lie 是动词，表示说谎、撒谎。那课文里面呢，他说 lie about not 加 VING 是否定的用法。我们要特别留意的是 not 的位置。比如说 Luke lied about not having a girlfriend. Luke 谎称自己没有女朋友，这样是不 OK 的哦。所以呢，这个句子里面 not 是放在 about 后面。那第二个重点呢是 A sends B away。A 将 B 送走。这个用法的后面可以加 to 再接地点，表示 A 将 B 送去某个地方，像是 Harry's parents sent him away to an orphanage at a very young age. Harry 的父母在他很小的时候把他送到孤儿院。最后一个重点呢是 end up 最后结果。通常 end up 会用于一个不在预期之内令人惊讶的结果，比如说很多时候电影呼声都很高，评价很好，但是你实际去电影院看之后就很失望。这时候我就会说 I thought the movie was going to be great, but I ended up not liking it much. 我以为这部电影会很棒，但最后不怎么喜欢它。好，那这就是今天的讲解，我们下次再见。
The Beigan Visitor Center is located in Banli Village near Banli Beach. The center has travel information and offers visitors guided tours. Be sure to take a picture with the interactive photos of popular Matsu attractions. Visitors can take a rest, have a meal, and buy Matsu products at the center. Beigan Visitor Center is a wonderful stopover for everyone touring Beigan Island.
See you next time!